actual.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. So you just got done doing your outside pre-trip. So when you hop in, you're going to make sure that your truck is in neutral. You're going to make sure both of your brake valves are set. You're going to turn your key on to the electric start position. Watching your gauges sweep and settle. You're looking for your ABS lights to come on and to go off to indicate that they are working properly. Now you're going to cut your truck on. Okay, so you're going to inspect your seatbelt to make sure it's not ripped, torn, or frayed, making sure that it latches and unlatches properly. You're going to inspect your mirrors, properly mounted, secure, not cracked, not bent, not broken. They are clean and adjusted to meet the driver. You're going to inspect your windshield, properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It is clean, has no obstructions, and I can see out of it. You're going to inspect your windshield wipers. You're going to inspect your arms to make sure that their arms are not cracked, bent, or broken. The rubber blades to make sure they're not ripped, torn, or frayed. And the fluid to make sure that it sprays properly, and it does. Then you're going to inspect your lights. You're going to inspect your left turn signal, your right turn signal, your low beams, and your high beams. You're also going to inspect your four-way flashers. They're all working. You're going to inspect your gauges. You're going to inspect your water temperature gauge, your oil pressure gauge, and your voltmeter. Voltmeter is usually on page 5. It's a little battery symbol. That's your voltmeter. They're all within operating range. I'm going to inspect my primary and secondary air gauges to make sure they're within operating range of 120 to 140 psi. I'm going to turn my heat on high, put it in the heat defrost position, and I'm going to check for proper airflow up top and down below. I'm going to inspect my city horn and my air horn. That's the end cap. Very simple. Then you'll move on to your tug test. Now for the tug test, I'm going to put the truck in drive and I'm going to release my tractor brake while leaving my trailer brake set. I'm going to give it some gas to ensure that my brakes are set, and they work. Actually, did y'all hook this back up?
Somebody did, and it was locked. And I mean, it was. We did the air brake lines and stuff. Electrical, yes, we did.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So now that's this tractor. I mean, I should check the trailer brake, so I'm gonna put it back in drive. Release the trailer, but set the tractor brake. I'm gonna go ahead and give it some gas again. We don't go anywhere. The truck shakes. That completes my tug test. Both my tractor and trailer brakes work. Now for the service brake test, you don't actually have to do it. You just have to walk the examiner through it. So what you would say is I would put my truck in drive. I'm going to release my tractor and trailer brakes and pull forward to approximately 5 miles an hour. At which point I'm going to firmly press on the brakes and come to a complete stop without pulling to the left or to the right or hearing any odd noises. That's a service brake test. Now, for this 3-point brake check, this is the only part of the test that does not have a point system. You just can't get anything wrong. So you want to make sure that you say it exactly how it's listed on that paper in that order. So to begin the test, you will fan your brakes down to approximately 90 psi. And what you're doing now is letting the air pressure build back up. Now I'm going to wait for my air governor to cut out. Your air governor is going to cut out when your gauges stop moving and stabilize. That's how you know your air governor cut out. Also, there's a sound that you can hear. We call it the truck sneezing. So I'm actually going to assist. Do not assist unless an examiner or an instructor has told you to do so. Assisting is just raising the RPMs up to about 12 or 1300. It supposedly helps it go faster, but like I said, only do it if the examiner or your instructor tells you to do so. Other than that, just sit there and just wait calmly for it to build pressure. I'm going to take my foot off the accelerator and stop assisting at about 120, 130, so you guys can hear the air governor cut out.
You have your tractor and your trailer brakes on?
Yep. Truck to sneeze so you can actually hear it.
Should be doing it any minute.
Suspense is killing me. There.
That's the truck sneezing. All right.
The governor,
now remember,
right?
yeah, that's the air governor cutting out. But remember, the air governor cuts out when your gauge is stabilized. So you really want to just wait for it to stop moving, because what could happen is there could be a truck to your left or to your right that sneezes before yours. So don't wait for the truck to sneeze. Wait for your gauge to stop moving. But if you're about there and there's no trucks around you, then you hear a sneeze, that's how you just another way to confirm it.
Okay.
All right, so the next step, you're gonna turn the truck off and back on into the electric start position. Looking for your gauges to sweep and settle, and once they stop moving, we're going to move on. All right, so now what I'm going to do, now my gauges stop moving, I'm going to push and release my tractor and trailer brake valves, and I'm going to wait for my needles to stabilize here. Once they stop moving, then we'll move on to the next step. They usually stabilize somewhere around 100. Every truck is a little bit different, but usually around 100 is where they stabilize. All right, now that my gauges have stabilized, what I'm now going to do is firmly hold down on my service brake for 1 minute to make sure I lose no more than 4 PSI in a combination vehicle with air brakes equipped to the trailer. So when I do this, I want to make sure that I count out loud for my examiner, because he's going to be he might stop me early, so make sure you count out loud. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. At some point, usually between like 15 and 35 seconds, they're going to ask, hey, did you lose any air pressure? And which point you're going to say, no, I didn't. Even if you did lose air pressure, just like when we inspected our truck, even if there's something wrong, just say it's not.
No more than 4.
Yeah, so did you lose? He's going to say, hey, did you lose any air pressure? You're going to say no. You're going to say, okay. You're going to move on to the next step, which is the fan and brakes down to approximately 60 PSI or below, at which point both your low air warning light and buzzer should come on. All right, my low air warning light and buzzer have come on. Now I will continue to fan my brakes down to approximately 40 PSI or below, at which point both my tractor and trailer brake valves should pop out. Both brake valves have popped out. This includes my 3-point brake check. Okay. All right, guys, that's everything. Just remember, when you're doing that 3-point brake check, you want to make sure that you never touch the valves themselves until they pop out. Because if you fan the brakes down to about 5 PSI and you're like, oh, they usually pop out by now, you reach over to see if they're out, that's an automatic fail. You never touch them until they pop out. I don't care if you fan the brakes down all the way to 0 and they never pop out on you. You just sit there and look at the examiner, at which point he'll most likely just lean over and pop them out manually and go about the test. But you never reach over and do it. It's pretty much this whole test is pretty much sitting there and staying in your very small, restricted space, making sure you don't touch anything or get yourself in any trouble.
Just do what you need to do, and that's it.
Yes, sir.